Hi everyone. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be talking about another very interesting topic. Now, today's video is a big one. It is one of the questions I get asked the most. Which province in Canada is the best to move to? And honestly, there is no one size fits all answer. What works for one person might not work for someone else. So in this video, I am breaking it all down for you. We are going to talk about number one, job opportunities by province. Number two, cost of living, because yes, some provinces are way more affordable. Number three, weather, because not everyone wants to shovel snow 6 months of the year. Number four, immigration programs unique to each province. Number five, lifestyle, culture, and community vibe. And lastly, some practical real talk to help you figure out what really matters to you. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Before we start looking at provinces, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what do I want from this move? Is it better job opportunities, a peaceful place to raise kids, a strong cultural community, a province with easier immigration programs? Because here's the truth, moving to a country is hard enough. But if you move to a place that does not align with your lifestyle, it is going to feel 10 times harder. So maybe pause this video, grab a pen, and write down what your top priorities are. For example, are you single and looking for a fast paced city life? Or do you have a family and need access to affordable daycare and schools? Or are you hoping to get permanent residency as fast as possible? Or are you someone who just needs peace and green space? Once you have those written down, it will be easier to know what to look for when we talk about each province. Now let's start with the best provinces for job opportunities. Alright, let's talk jobs. This is a big one, especially if you're coming to Canada as a skilled worker. Let's start with Ontario, specifically Toronto, the GTA, and Ottawa. Ontario is Canada's economic engine. It is great for tech, finance, healthcare, education, and media. If you're in any of these sectors, you would find a lot of opportunities here. The job market is competitive, but there are jobs. The downside, the cost of living is high, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Next up, BC. Vancouver is another strong option for jobs, especially in tech, for example, Amazon and Microsoft, film and television, clean energy, tourism, and healthcare. Vancouver is gorgeous and vibrant, but again, pricey. Still under the best provinces for job opportunities, the third one is Alberta. Now, Alberta is an underrated gem. Calgary and Edmonton have strong economies, and Alberta is big on oil and gas, construction, engineering, trucking, and health services. Plus, the salaries are decent, and there is no provincial sales tax. Alberta is great for people looking for work without paying Toronto or Vancouver rent. The fourth option is Manitoba and Saskatchewan. These provinces don't get talked about enough, but they have growing job markets, especially in agriculture, trades, and manufacturing. There is also demand for healthcare professionals, early childhood educators, and truck drivers. The last option under the best provinces for job opportunities are the Atlantic provinces, for example, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, and Newfoundland. These provinces are slower paced, but if you're in healthcare, hospitality, or IT, there are definitely jobs. And with their special immigration programs, they are making it easier to move there. More on that soon. Now, the second factor to consider when choosing a province is the cost of living. Okay, let's talk money. Let's start with the expensive provinces. Ontario and BC are the top when it comes to cost of living. Renting a one bedroom apartment in downtown Toronto easily above $2,500 per month. Same in Vancouver. Rent is high, groceries are pricey, and home ownership feels out of reach for many newcomers. Now, for the affordable provinces, Alberta is better. No provincial sales tax, and housing is much more reasonable. In Manitoba, you can rent a two-bedroom apartment in Winnipeg for around $1,200 per month. You can actually save money there. Saskatchewan is similar. Cities like Regina and Saskatoon offer decent salaries with lower living expenses. For the cheapest provinces, the Atlantic provinces are some of the most affordable places to live in Canada. Housing prices are low and the quality of life is pretty good. Just keep in mind, jobs might be harder to come by, especially in smaller towns. Bottom line, if you want to build savings or buy a house faster, skip the big cities and consider the prairies or Atlantic Canada. The next factor to consider when choosing a province is the climate. Climate is a big deal, especially if you're coming from somewhere warm. For British Columbia or BC, if you want the mildest climate in Canada, move to Vancouver or Victoria. Winters are rainy but not freezing, and summers are beautiful. For the prairies, for example, Alberta, Saskatchewan, or Manitoba, winters are brutal. We are talking minus 30 degrees Celsius, sometimes even colder with the wind chill. Summers are warm and sunny though. In Ontario and Quebec, you get all four seasons. There are warm, humid summers, cold, snowy winters, and beautiful fall colors. It is balanced. In Atlantic Canada, there are milder winters than the prairies, but still cold. There are also lots of wind and fog, depending on where you live. Ask yourself, can you handle snow for 4 to 6 months of the year? If not, maybe don't choose the prairies. Another factor to consider when choosing your province is the immigration pathways. Now, this is super important if you are still outside Canada or in the middle of your PR journey. Consider the provincial nominee programs or PNPs. Almost every province has a PNP, which means they can nominate you for permanent residency based on the province's needs. So, if you have a job offer or work experience in a field that is in demand in that province, you could qualify faster. For example, Saskatchewan is great for trades, agriculture, and healthcare. Nova Scotia and New Brunswick have PNPs that are pretty newcomer friendly. Alberta recently made changes to support more tech workers and international graduates. Manitoba's PNP favors people with connections in the province, so if you have friends or family there, that's a plus. Also consider the Atlantic Immigration Program or AIP. If you're moving to the Atlantic provinces, this program is designed to bring in skilled workers quickly. You need a job offer, but the process is usually smoother than express entry alone. Still under the provinces to consider for immigration pathways, a quick note, Quebec has its own immigration system. If you want to live there, especially in Montreal or Quebec City, you may need to prove French language skills. So, immigration wise, provinces like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Atlantic Canada are often easier to move to and settle in. The last factor to consider when choosing a province is lifestyle and community. Alright, this is where things get personal. Do you want a fast paced city with people from all over the world? Then Toronto or Vancouver might be your vibe. You'll find every culture, language, and food you can think of. Do you prefer small towns and friendly neighbors? Then New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, or even smaller cities in Manitoba like Brandon might feel more like home. Do you want nature, mountains, and adventure? BC and Alberta are where you want to be. You can go skiing in Banff on weekends or hike the Rockies. Do you want a balance of culture and affordability? Consider Ottawa, still in Ontario, but quieter and more affordable than Toronto, or Winnipeg in Manitoba, which has a strong immigrant community. Want to join an existing Nigerian, Indian, or Filipino community? You will find large communities in cities like Toronto, Brampton, Surrey, Calgary, Winnipeg, and Edmonton. Think about what makes you feel like you belong. Is it cultural familiarity, quietness, opportunities to network? Make sure your new home aligns with that. To wrap things up, let me just say this. There is no perfect province, but there is a right province for you. What matters most is that you choose a place that supports your goals, your lifestyle, and your future. Don't just follow the crowd. Do your research. Think about your priorities and be open minded. Let me know in the comments, what's your topic right now? Are you leaning towards Alberta, thinking about the Atlantic provinces, or is Ontario still calling your name? And hey, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who is also planning their move to Canada, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.